Coming up on Citrus TV News live at 6.
A beloved SU community member passed away last night.
And countries abroad take new measures to stop ISIS.
Plus, Mark Zuckerberg's exciting announcement.
Citrus TV News starts right now.
From the Citrus TV studios, this is Citrus TV News live at 6, your campus news leader.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Caroline Strange.
And I'm Hunter Sines. We have breaking news out of San Bernardino, California tonight. More than a dozen people have been killed and many others are injured following a mass shooting at a social services center. We begin with this story tonight. Police say as many as 3 people stormed a social services center earlier today, opening fire on the people inside. At least 14 people are dead and more than a dozen injured. Authorities say the suspects were believed to be wearing military gear when they began shooting at a banquet being held at the center.
According to police, the 3 possible suspects are still on the loose after they allegedly took off from the scene in an SUV. This is still an active situation and it is unclear whether what the gunman's motives were. Social Services Center provides care to people with developmental disabilities. We'll be closely following this story for the rest of the evening and give you updates throughout the night. Beloved Catholic Center chaplain Father Linus DeSantis died last night after suffering a heart attack. Father DeSantis was in the hospital being treated after he had suffered a separate heart attack on Sunday night. The Catholic Center urges the community to come together in this difficult time. The funeral will be held on Saturday, December 5th at the Assumption Church with wake services Friday, December 4th at 7 p.m.
SUNY ESF will begin construction on a new academic research building within the year. The building will be located where the Abraham Lincoln statue currently resides, out front of the Maxwell School. The building will be 3 stories and primarily host research labs for the Forest Biology Department. The addition of another research facility is a big win for ESF since they must compete for funding against all other SUNY schools.
An SU professor is suing the university for allegedly violating the Americans with Disabilities Act. Former VPA professor Ruth Westervelt also says faculty members were sexist towards her and other female staff members. She was a design professor for 4 years before being let go in 2013 after poor reviews over the years. She now seeks $300,000 in damages, claiming the university discriminated against her for taking a leave of absence due to Crohn's disease back in 2011.
Well, Central New York is used to breaking records when it comes to snow, and our neighbors to the west in Buffalo are about to break a 116-year record, this time for a lack of snow. That's right, every year since 1899, there has been at least 1 inch of measurable snowfall by December 3rd. And with the coolest temperatures only in the upper 30s for the rest of the week, the record may well exceed the December 3rd date. Looks like we just might need a Christmas miracle to have a white Christmas this year. And coming up after the break, how SU's Orange Girl is becoming better known in the community.
And Israel awards its highest honor to an American.
Plus, Puerto Rico asks Congress for help. Stay with us.
Syracuse students saw quite a bit of rain today with temperatures in the 40s. Find out if these cloudy days are here to stay in my full weather forecast coming up.
So who's going to do what?
I'll pack the dead batteries.
Great.
I'll only put what I don't need into a duffel bag.
Perfect. That's totally unhelpful.
No problem.
Meanwhile, I will try to comfort everyone by speaking in a calm voice. And who is going to handle supplies?
I can forget to do a list for us.
Thanks, pal.
We couldn't be any less prepared. I'm proud of you guys.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Search Ready Kids at nyc.gov or call 311.
How you doing? My name's Steve. My family's lived in this neighborhood for years. Recently, things got so tight, we had to go to our local food bank for help. I lost a lot of sleep worrying about what the neighbors might think. That is until I saw them there, too. How'd I do, Steve?
A little stiff. You could have done a little better.
What? Come on. You know, I have an Academy Award.
Yeah, but not for playing me.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
Megan Sinisi is well known on the SU campus as the Orange Girl, but she now has a spotlight in the broader Syracuse community. Citrus TV News reporter Maria Cinti has more on Sinisi's new title.
Syracuse University students and athletic fans know her as the Orange Girl, but SU junior Megan Sinisi recently gained a new title to her name. On November 8th, Sinisi became the 2016 Miss Syracuse, and she will compete for the title of Miss New York next year. The talent portion of the Miss Syracuse pageant was worth a whopping 35% of Sinisi's score, and she was lucky enough to perform a talent that is close to her heart. Baton twirling has been a part of Sinisi's life since she was 3 years old.
It's something that I really enjoy doing. I mean, it's a part of me. I spent 17 years of my life doing it, and that's one of the portions that I enjoy the most because I'm so comfortable, and I think my personality comes out a lot when I'm twirling because I've spent so much of my life putting into that sport.
Baton twirling started out as a family tradition for Sinisi, but as her passion grew for the sport, her involvement escalated throughout the years.
My mom sparked my interest in it. She put me in lessons, and it just kind of stuck with me. And I competed all through growing up. Then my senior year, I decided that I wanted to come try out for Syracuse. And I sent in my audition video, came up for an audition, and then I was offered the position.
Since then, Sinisi's involvement in twirling has been a dream come true.
We twirled at the Super Bowl my freshman year. We've twirled at Buffalo Bills games. We went to a Canadian Football League game. We will be performing at the New Year's Day parade in London. It's a huge part of my life, and it's something that I've put a lot of time into.
And with accomplishment comes diligence, a quality Sinisi's band director and peers say she excels at.
Megan is a consummate professional. She never needs to be asked anything twice. She's game for anything. She has no fear.
She cares about everything with the marching band. She, puts 110% effort. It's really not a problem at all working with her.
But most of all, her friends and family members say she will be an excellent representative of Syracuse.
She is one of the most caring people I've ever met, and she cares about that organization so much, and she puts her whole heart into everything that she does, whether it's being the Orange Girl or being Miss Syracuse.
I'm Maria Cinti, Citrus TV News.
And you can catch her performing at tonight's SU men's basketball game as the Orange takes on Wisconsin at 7:15.
Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel has fired the city's police chief amid controversy from a dash cam video that showed a white police officer shooting a black teen 16 times in 2014. Protesters had been calling for Superintendent Gary McCarthy to be fired for mishandling the death of a 17-year-old. A judge forced the dash cam video of the shooting to be released, prompting widely peaceful protests and the indictment of Officer Jason Van Dyke on first-degree murder charges. And Puerto Rico has taken a major step to avoid defaulting on its debt. The country coughed up $355 million by the December 1st deadline, but the island nation isn't in the clear yet. They currently face $7 billion in loan debt. The governor of Puerto Rico also announced a landmark plan to repay one group of bondholders. And the FBI is reporting a record number of gun background checks from Black Friday. The Bureau says more than 185,000 background check requests were processed last Friday, a 5% increase from last year. That's roughly 2 per second. On the same day, a shooter opened fire at a Planned Parenthood clinic in Colorado, killing 3 people. And parts of the No Child Left Behind Act may be facing changes. The House is set to roll back the 2002 law. The changes would give the state the power to test performances to hold teachers and schools accountable. The measures would also prevent test scores from dictating teacher evaluations.
And the first American serviceman is being honored for saving Jews during World War II. When Master Sergeant Robbie Edmonds and his fellow troops were taken as prisoners of war, Jewish American POWs were separated from non-Jews and sent to concentration camps. But Edmonds would not separate his troops, even when a Nazi put a gun to his head. Today, Edmonds is being honored after his death with Israel's highest honor for non-Jews who risked their lives to save Jews in World War II. Edmonds saved more than 200 Jewish American lives. And the British Parliament has decided tonight that it will take more aggressive action against ISIS. This means the Royal Air Force will be able to launch airstrikes against thought to be ISIS locations in Syria. The debate over this vote came at the same time as the United States informed Congress that American troops will be stationed on the ground in more permanent positions in both Iraq and Syria. And a Russian defense minister is saying the Turkish president is benefiting from oil trade with ISIS. Moscow's defense headquarters has been following and showing images that show ISIS sending oil to Turkey. The Turkish president says he would resign if the claims were proven. The allegations came after Turkey recently shot down a Russian Air Force jet. And Pope Francis says the world needs a, quote, revolution of tenderness in response to the tragedies and terror attacks in recent weeks. The pontiff has also called for a year of mercy starting next week, requesting churches to focus more on outreach and change its reputation of being judgmental. And now let's head on over to Caroline and Lindsay to see what we can expect after the break on Citrus TV News live at 6. Caroline?
Well, Hunter, coming up, ICYMI fills you in on all the hot topic news you may be missing, including the most popular baby names of the year.
But first, I'll have the rest of your week's forecast right after the break.
Welcome to Orange Press Pass.
Orange Press Pass is your ticket inside the Syracuse locker room. Hear from the coaches.
8 and we didn't win 8. We got some open looks from the perimeter
and players.
Well, I saw pressure coming from the backside.
Get in-depth analysis, reports on site, and more.
Let's go on OPP.
Orange Press Pass, live after every Syracuse game.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Well, it was a messy day out there this afternoon. Lindsay, what can we expect for the rest of the week?
Well, Hunter, these rainy days will be here for a little longer. Today we saw temperatures in the mid-40s with extremely high humidity around 97%. The winds were relatively mild, around 6 miles per hour, but on the way to the studio we could definitely feel those wind gusts picking up. But those mild winds is what's keeping that Syracuse wind chill at bay. Now, as we look at Wednesdays of the past, we can definitely see that we are slightly above our average high for this time of year, but we are definitely getting closer to those December temperatures and that wind chill we are definitely used to here in Syracuse. And although we're not nearly as low as we were in 1998, we are definitely starting to feel that December wind chill. Now, as we look at current temperatures across the region, we can see that most temperatures are in the mid to low 40s, so we are definitely in some good company with those temperatures as we decrease as we enter December. Now, as we look at the temperatures across the United States, we can see that temperatures are definitely starting to dip down, especially in the northwest region. But again, southeast United States still feeling those temperatures in the high 70s and low 80s, so it's definitely nice down there, but the north is definitely starting to feel that December wind. Now, as we look at current winds across the region, across the nation, we can see that winds are strongest in the central United States and pretty mild in the northeast, which is what's been giving us that relatively close to temperature that we're actually feeling. Now, as we look at the current surface temperature map, we can see a giant low pressure system moving eastward throughout the United States. As we take a closer look, we can see that low pressure system is directly above Syracuse, which is what's causing that precipitation and will definitely lead to some more rain throughout the rest of the evening. As we look at the Doppler radar currently, there is precipitation on the horizon that will continue into this evening and even early into tomorrow, but hopefully by tomorrow night, it will be a much smoother day. Tomorrow's conditions, we will see temperatures in the low 40s with pretty heavy showers until later in the evening when they should become less apparent and more drizzly and more scattered. Now, as we look at the 5-day forecast, aside from rain tomorrow, we will definitely see some sunshine, and we will be able to start to feel that nice weekend climate with temperatures in the 40s and even into the 50s on Sunday, which is always amazing to see, especially during that December weather in Syracuse.
All right, Lindsay. Well, despite the rain tomorrow, what should fans expect going to and coming out of the game tonight?
Well, out of the game tonight, you should definitely have that raincoat with you. It's probably going to be raining. It's probably going to be raining into tomorrow, so make sure to have those rain boots and that rain jacket with you.
All right, and when can we expect the snow? I mean, there's not an inch out there.
Well, I don't want to jinx it, but I think we're in the clear for the snow, especially for this weekend, which is a great feeling to start that December month with absolutely no snow on the ground.
What's your prediction? Do you think we'll see it by Christmas break?
Maybe during finals week upcoming, but we should be in the clear as we're staying above freezing.
All right, Lindsay, thank you so much. Now it's time for something we like to call ICYMI, or our In Case You Missed It segment. Here we bring you the latest health, entertainment, and consumer news. Here's Caroline.
Thanks, Hunter. American businesses have been hiring more people than usual in service industries, according to a new survey. U.S. companies added 217,000 jobs last month, just over 200,000 of which came from the service sector and only 6,000 from manufacturing. The government's job report will be out in just 2 days. Experts say it will show an unemployment rate of only 5%. And the waterways used by Olympians at next year's games in Rio need to be cleaned. Testing done by the Associated Press reports raw sewage flowing from rivers and storm drains has been entering lagoons where Olympic events take place. Some athletes in pre-game rowing events in August went back home with illnesses. The AP's most recent test shows no improvement in water quality. And MTV has come up with a new title for those born in the 2000s in an effort to separate the group from millennials. The Founders refer to those who've grown up entirely in the new millennium. MTV President Sean Atkins says the Founders will fix societal problems that millennials have caused. And Sandra Bullock is the mother of another child. The Oscar-winning actress adopted a 3-year-old girl from foster care in Louisiana named Lila. Bullock adopted her son back in 2010, shortly after her scandalous split from husband Jesse James. Bullock says she kept the adoption a secret to help protect Lila from any harm. And Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg and his new wife are parents as well. The couple had a baby girl named Max yesterday. In their announcement of her birth, the parents also announced some shocking news. The couple will donate 99% of their Facebook shares to charity throughout their lifetime, a fortune currently worth about $45 billion. While many praise the charitable move, others have been skeptical about whether the Zuckerbergs will follow through. And just when you thought all the baby news is over, it's not. As 2015 starts to reach its end, Baby Center has announced their annual list of the most popular baby names. For the 6th year in a row, Sophia took the title for girls, while on the boys' side, Jackson took the top spot. Other top names for both boys and girls were Emma, Olivia, Aiden, and Liam. And before we head over to sports, the first major offseason MLB signing is officially done. AL Cy Young runner-up David Price will be heading to Boston. The Red Sox signed the ace to a 7-year deal worth $217 million, but try not to spend it all in one place. Price has previously pitched for the Rays, Tigers, and the Blue Jays. And now for somebody who knows a little bit more about sports, we'll send it over to Brianna.
Thanks, Caroline. Coming up, I'll give you all the sports previews you could ever need for tonight. SU men's basketball play the first time this season as a ranked team, and the Rangers face the Islanders in a New York battle. All this and more coming up after the break.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello? That's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Really? Buzz, what's up, man? You left some leaves burning out here.
Yeah, I just came in just for a second.
Come on, man. If it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave. You could torch the whole neighborhood.
It's a good point there, Smokey.
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
What do you think it would be like to teach? Chances are, you have no idea. Teachers today are breaking down obstacles, finding innovative ways to instill old lessons, proving that greatness can be found in everyday places, and that you don't need to be famous to be unforgettable. That's what it's like to teach.
From the sunny Bahamas to rainy Syracuse, SU men's basketball returned home for a Big Ten ACC challenge against Wisconsin. The Battle for Atlanta's champions and number 14 Orange host the Badgers for the 4th time. Last time the Orange faced the Badgers was in 2012 in the Sweet 16, where SU would take the victory 64-63. Syracuse leads the series 2-1. Freshman forward Tyler Lydon enters the Carrier Dome as ACC Rookie of the Week. He averaged 15.7 points and 9.3 rebounds in the tournament. The Orange will battle the Badgers at 7:30 tonight in the Carrier Dome. On the women's side of basketball, the Lady Orange will also be competing in the Big Ten ACC Challenge against number 5 Maryland. The undefeated Terps are coming off a big defeat against Pitt, 70-49, while the 4-1 SU are coming off a Vegas victory against state rival Fordham in the South Point shootout. The Orange powered through in the fourth quarter to come up on top 76-54. Brittany Sykes scored a season high so far of 18 points in the win. SU will take on Maryland at 7 at the Xfinity Center. On to the big leagues. The Knicks will face the 76ers in New York. The Sixers are in hopes to win their second game after snapping their 28-game losing streak in Philly. The Sixers defeated Kobe Bryant and the Lakers 103-91 in their first victory since March 25th. Their losing streak is the longest losing streak in any U.S. professional sports league. With Carmelo Anthony sidelined due to illness, rookie Porzingis will have to step up as he faces the 76ers tonight. And the home advantage has been quite beneficial for the Nets. Brooklyn took their 4th straight home victory with a win over Phoenix. Center Brook Lopez gave the Nets 23 points in the 94-91 win. The Nets would outscore the Suns in the first half, but the Suns would answer back, scoring 31 points versus the Nets' 19. The Nets would take back the lead and get the victory with a 24-point fourth quarter. From the court to the ice, Detroit would just defeat Buffalo in a shootout 5-4. The Red Wings had the lead early on, scoring 2 goals in the first period, but by the end of the second, they were only up 3-2. Yet that would not last long, with Detroit giving up 2 back-to-back goals. Abdelkader would score the game-tying goal for Detroit and would bring it to a shootout. In the third attempt for Detroit, Brad Richards would score the game-winning goal. In a New York battle, the Rangers will face the Islanders tonight. From a 3-game losing streak, the Rangers held on to break the streak against the Hurricanes 4-3. Zuccarello and Lindbergh would score in the first period to get the early lead with Kreider and Brassard. Scoring later on to take the win, the Islanders are also coming off a victory against the Avalanche 5-3. The two New York teams will face off in the Barclays Center tonight.
All right, Brianna, now we saw big things from Tyler Lydon. Who do you think we're going to be looking out for tonight?
Well, actually, for Wisconsin, we have this the freshman Ethan Happ, who's been averaging about 10 points per game, and he's the first UW freshman to post double back-to-back double-digit games.
Alrighty, thanks so much, Brianna. What will you be wearing in class tomorrow? Lindsay will have the answer.
And if you can't get enough of Citrus TV, well, we're on OTN until 8 p.m. Stay tuned for On the Bench, Syracuse Unpeeled, y Noticias. We'll be right back.
If I got to go to college, oh my goodness. I like discovering new things. You get to see what works for you and what doesn't. That helps you evolve as a person. You get to make like a supernova of skill or talent or whatever it is. I've always wanted to go to college. I just feel like that's my destiny. My name is Queen, and I am your dividend.
Jimmy can't sing, and Tommy can't dance, so we're gonna put some ants in their pants. Aww.
Kids will spend 22 minutes watching us, the super duper party troopers, sing about ants in their pants.
Isn't that funny? Ants in their pants, they got ants in their pants, they've got ants in their pants.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
I've got a job to do today.
I've got a job to do today.
Have a good first day at work, Mom.
Your donations to Goodwill fund job training programs right in your community.
Feels good to start fresh, right?
Sure does. And like that, you're a job creator.
We have an update on that breaking news we brought to you at the top of the broadcast. Right now, at least one suspect has been caught after a police chase in San Bernardino. We'll stay on top of the story and bring you updates both online and on the air throughout the week.
Now, Lindsay, we're seeing some of that rain come in overnight, but what's it going to look like tomorrow morning?
Well, the rain will be here throughout the morning, so make sure when you're leaving, just make sure to have that raincoat with you.
All right, thanks so much, Lindsay. As the holiday season gets underway, many are quick to get in the spirit of giving.
But one couple in Minnesota has taken it to a whole new level. They dropped a check for $500,000 into a Salvation Army bucket, breaking the previous state record of $50,000.
The couple wishes to remain anonymous, but says they made the generous donation in honor of one of their fathers. They also say they relied on charities when they were younger and money was tight, making this the perfect opportunity to give back.
Well, it's a full circle because they needed it and then they gave back. So it's always good seasons to make a difference.
And I only hope one day that I can make enough money to give that much back.
Right? And maybe actually give that check instead of to the Salvation Army, but go out and do it yourself, because that's a lesson within itself, giving back physically rather than just donating.
You don't just have to do it during the Christmas season.
That's right.
That's all the time we have for your Wednesday night. Make sure to tune in to Citrus TV News next week for the final broadcast of the semester. I'm Caroline Strange.
And I'm Hunter Sines. From all of us here at Citrus TV News, thanks for your company and good night.